Welcome back to another quick review. It has been a while. I know it's been a month. But today we are talking about the newest DC Extended Universe movie, Black Adam. I got to see this movie last week at this point, and it's because I'm so lazy, and I'm not consistent with this channel at least, that I did not post a quick review. Haha. But no, on a real, I did see this movie last week. I think the day after it came out, the Saturday after it came out. And what did I think of the movie? I thought it was really good. I thought it was really, really good. I had a lot of fun with it. I think story-wise, because I'm a writer myself, I love like intricate stories that they have like a lot of depth and character development, and even some twist as well. It's like all of that sort. But every once in a while, like as you're supposed to with the movies, you want to just have fun or go and just turn your brain off and enjoy yourself. And I feel like that's what they were going for with this movie, and they absolutely delivered. This movie, I think, on a story level, is very basic. There's like a couple of twists in there that are kind of cool, but on a story level, it's very basic. But it's a lot of fun. It is a fun movie. This movie is great. It's just something I could turn my brain off while watching. I think The Rock's performance as this character was pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's like an amazing performance. I thought it was pretty good. I'm prior to like 2012, 2013, I wasn't familiar with Black Adam. I'm way more familiar with Black Adam, like post 2013, post Injustice world. I am way more familiar with Black Adam. To be fair, I was also way younger back then, but I digress. And so, knowing this character and how this character is, I think the way The Rock played him was actually pretty good. It was somewhat accurate, right? And then even this thing at the end when he actually gets this like true costume, the cape, and it's so accurate, so comic book accurate. It's so good. Let me talk about the Justice Society for a moment. I feel like the Justice Society, like as characters, I enjoyed them way more than I expected it to. Especially Cyclone. I did not know what to expect with Cyclone going into this movie. I wasn't familiar with Cyclone going into this movie. I was familiar with Atom Smasher. I was familiar with Hawkman, of course, Dr. Fate. But Cyclone was not a character that I was necessarily familiar with. And I feel like the moments that she had were pretty good. Do I think there could have been like some extra character stuff in the back? Like, yeah, it's a simple story, like I said. But do I think they could have included like maybe a bit more of a backstory than saying like, oh yeah, I got kidnapped as a child and all that? Yeah, they could have included more of a backstory when it came to that. But I thoroughly enjoyed Cyclone. I think her powers were were great to see on screen. Atom Smasher, I think was my least favorite because mainly he was used as a comedy device, just for comedy. I understand that he's like a new superhero trying to fit in with the family and find his way, and I appreciate that. But I don't know. It came to Atom Smasher, I was expecting a tad bit more, but I wasn't angry with the character that we got. Hawkman was also pretty good. The thing about Hawkman is that this whole thing about the movie was like this plot in which he's like, spoilers by the way. He's like supposed to die, and the thing about this for me though is that being a fan, I know that the Hawk man and Hawk girl, or at least specifically these two that like everybody knows, have this reincarnation gimmick where dying isn't that much of a problem for them. It isn't. So that did kind of take away from that plot, but other than that, Hawkman was a great character. It's like a great contrast for Black Adam in a way. And then Dr. Fate was my favorite character in the movie. I think I was very interested to see like a live action Dr. Fate. I've known about Dr. Fate for a while now, and he's one of my favorites. He's like really cool in terms of his power. I've really been interested in a live action Dr. Fate, and Pierce Brosnan plays him perfectly. Like when I mean perfectly, I mean he plays the character perfectly. Like this is just taking Dr. Fate from the comics or even the animated movies or even like Injustice 2 or something. Taking Dr. Fate from that and just plopping him into this movie, and it was perfect. Do I like the way how his character story ended? No, but it feels like they're like setting up for like a Doctor Fate movie, and I can appreciate that. But like Doctor Fate was so good, his costume was so good, his powers looked so cool. It was just great overall. Now, if I had to talk about the bad things about this movie, the kid and his mother and conduct were the worst things I've seen in a while. I was trying to draw comparisons in the theater. I was watching with a friend, trying to draw comparisons in the theater to another movie that I like, another comic book movie. For the love of God, could not find out that movie. I just can't remember it. I tried looking for it afterwards. I just cannot find it, which is unfortunate. But I know it exists. I just can't find it. But it like the kid that's like trying to guide the fish out of water superhero. It's very weird. But those two characters, I didn't like them. And knowing who the kid is, going back and looking at the comics and looking it up and knowing who that kid is very scary to me, because that's supposed to be spoilers, by the way, again, but not really. This is comic book stuff. That's supposed to be Black Adam's son in the comics, and knowing that gets me very scared, because I didn't like him at all. I didn't like him at all in this movie. I thought he was terrible, but that's just a bad thing in an otherwise one bad thing in an otherwise great movie. I really enjoyed this movie. So yeah, that's been my Black Adam quick review. I hope you enjoyed. I highly recommend you go watch this. It's like a good 8, 9 out of 10 for me. It's like, I enjoyed it a lot, and like the disconnect between critics and audience scores of this one is huge. But I personally really enjoyed it. I will see you next time.